marriage was a success.
Yeah.
Okay. I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. Mm-hmm. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of The Bridge Reacts. I'm your host, Marcus.
And you already know who it is. It's your favorite co-host, Jay. We're back with another one.
Back with another banger. We're looking at another video by Chase Zed, one of my favorite YouTube content creators. This one is going to be called I Am Not a Failure, Graduated from Marriage by Mowry. This video, I'm excited to show you because I lost my shit when I watched it.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely lost my shit. I
hope you find it.
Thank you. If you already know me as a person, as an actual human and not a YouTuber, I have a huge passion. This is not a hobby. This is real, right? Mm-hmm. So when I watched this, it was triggering because marriage, families, unit, community, that's what this is all about. Trying to create a stronger bond between all of us in the community. Stupid, silly, rabbit-ass shit like this comes into play. It's teaching a lot of other women to look at marriage in such a low regard, in such a throwaway kind of concept. Mm-hmm. When in reality, it is all about building community and family. So here's the video. Subscribe to the like button. If you really like our content or vibe, please check us out. Stay tuned to us.
Joseph, you two, welcome to the Coffee Pod. I'm Miss Chase Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Mowry says her recent divorce and marriage was a success. She says, I did not fail, I simply graduated. Don't waste some time. Let's get it.
My marriage was a success.
Yeah.
Okay. I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. Mm-hmm. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. So that's basically, how I'm looking at it now. And I feel like people when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, it's, are they happy?
Before he speaks, before I speak, before you comment, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, Jay.
And that bell notification. First and foremost, I think it's interesting that she considers her marriage successful, yet she's divorced. In that case, it's not successful. Marriage is not something that you just throw away. If you realize, we argue all the time, I'll just get a divorce. That's not how that works. You all took vows. I just don't understand how what's the point of exchanging vows with someone if you're going to go back on them? Now, unless he was a serial killer,
Easy with some of the words. I can't say the P word or the...
You just blink me out.
I'll blink you out.
I forgot this is YouTube.
Yeah,
but unless you were one of those, I don't see a reason to defile your vows. I mean, you all said for better or for worse, until death do you part. Right. If that's the case, then literally, what value do words hold?
It's crazy.
No, she did not have a successful marriage, clearly, because they got divorced.
This is a sickness!
Contrary to the delusion that she's operating under, in reality, I don't celebrate divorces.
I don't either. I don't think anyone should.
Unless it's one of those situations.
What community?
Exceptions.
Right. What other community celebrates, you have a child out of wedlock. You got divorced. Good for you. What other culture does that?
To my knowledge, we're the only ones. If that's not the case, please drop a source, let me know. To my knowledge, we're the only ones that celebrate baby showers when...
There's no father there.
Exactly. We have divorce parties,
initiated by the women, originally.
Yeah,
80% of the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you guys try... therapy? I don't know. My whole thing is I feel like obviously I recognize that not every aspect of marriage is going to be an up. I totally get that. But I think keeping why you all fell in love and decided to get married in the first place in mind is very important. I know we're only 55 seconds in, so.
No, and you're fine. He's about to go a little bit deeper. I think they're going to play a little bit more of the video. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to let him continue. I think there's more to it. I'll give my thoughts after that.
Wow. So guys, this video is going to be really beneficial for a particular type of man. Men who still plan to get married, whether you plan to sign a prenup or, I've talked about me not having papers involved at all because I've said I believe marriage and probably will get married. Or for men who just like, F it, I just want a raw dog modern day marriage. Which is dangerous.
It is.
Yeah, I'm not in the business of telling men what to do when it comes to the marriage thing as far as like whether men should get married or not. I've been very clear about that. Make the decision yourself. You're a man, you decide. But I have to address this today. Guys, we gotta thank Tia Mowry for really doing this because she's showing you how a modern woman views marriage. Marriage in terms of marriage success, longevity, the kids growing up in a two-parent household. No, she views marriage as an experience. And as soon as she's no longer enjoying that experience, she leaves.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
That's today's coffee. If you've ever wondered what type of mindset, the type of woman who is most likely to leave a marriage, initiate divorce fast, not slow, we know she did initiate her divorce with her husband. Listen to the words that she used, right? She doesn't view marriage, the longevity of marriage, staying married, raising up kids up until adulthood, as a successful family and marriage. No, it's all about the experience. This is the modern view of marriage. Pay close attention to these women who you're taking seriously to date.
That's my whole point. He said it perfectly right there. It's like a passage, like a new milestone just to achieve in life.
Something to check off.
Thank you.
Hiked Mount Everest, check. Got married, check.
Divorced,
check.
She's saying graduate. It's almost like graduating from school, right? Mm-hmm. You don't stand before God in vows at school. Not like that, at least. This is something that you're actually building a family and building a lineage. And you, once again, if you are unhappy, you automatically just want to cop out.
Just leave. It's selfish.
It's selfish because you're thinking about yourself, not even the family nor the kids.
Yeah, because think about the child. Like, do you not understand the turmoil and stress that divorce causes to growing children? My thing is, if you are determined, if you realize I literally cannot do this anymore, I've tried everything, so on and so forth, like I have to leave. Yeah. At least wait until the kids are adults. If that's what you're gonna do. Like, obviously, I don't think divorce should be an option, period.
Right. Once again, unless it's actual physical abuse, mental abuse.
Future, I'm talking about, like, a normal relationship.
You have to say the disclaimer nowadays.
Yeah, well, I said it at the beginning, so I'm not gonna keep saying it, but it's fair. The disclaimer's there. Children deserve to grow up with both their mother and father in the household. I did.
I was lucky enough to as well.
Yeah, like I have so many memories just of like my dad coming home and us like going to the toy store. He had a stressful day at work and he just wanted to hear us laugh. So he's like, you know what? Let's go hang out as a family. Like, I have vivid memories of that. Yeah. Not everybody does, and I genuinely feel for them. But this is again why we need to have these types of conversations so we can start to build our community. Because right now we don't have a community. Just people spinning around in circles thinking we know what we're doing.
Yeah, screaming at each other and like telling each other how toxic one another are.
Instead of actually trying to heal and find solutions.
Exactly that.
Long term, and eventually maybe some of you marry. I know there's a lot of guys who they're not going to do that thing. Cool. I get it. But this right here, a woman who thinks like this, talks like this, if you're dealing with a woman who listens to this and says, you know what, I agree with that, that is an obvious red flag. Marriage is not some curriculum or some degree that you can achieve. And then when you're not feeling it right, you quit that job or just leave and you still get congratulated. This is that modern day view of marriage is everybody wins, nobody effed up, which Tia Mowry did F up her marriage by leaving her marriage. Her husband did not want her to leave.
Just a disclaimer, so we don't know the exact everything of what happened in their marriage. Maybe he might have done something wrong. Maybe she is doing something wrong. We don't know the full context, to be fair and play devil's advocate. But once again, if you are initiating divorce and there was no SA, no DV, domestic V, any kind of like children harm involved, anything like that, it was just because you weren't happy or weren't seeing eye to eye, you're breaking apart the family for selfish reasons is what it sounds like. And then once again, maybe you should have vetted the person before marrying them if this person is not really working out and you just cannot find any common ground whatsoever. I already can see it in the comments. If people leave any, people do change, but it's like in the same breath, maybe you should pivot and adapt with the change or try to find some kind of common ground. Y'all did this vow. This is not a job. This is a job.
I feel like people will change, but their foundation won't. Their character, their morals, it shouldn't. Yeah, let me say that. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
And so even though, there may be times where, like you may lose sight of who you are, or you may lose sight of how you've been, that's where the woman's role comes in to remind you of who you are. Because like marriage is about teamwork. It's like you guys are unifying separate lives and you're becoming one. It's about working together to build to a common goal. Life is going to take you on a journey and it's going to run you through the ringer. You have a teammate to do it with, lifelong companion to do that with. And not just any type of companion. You have your wife or your husband. I personally think it should be the biggest achievement.
Absolutely. Other than, I guess, giving
next
birth
to,
to
I was
children.
going to say next to having children.
Right.
I think that obviously I feel like it's a woman's largest achievement in life is to give birth and to create life. But that's just, I'm a marriage-minded woman, so I mean, that's me. Not everybody doesn't agree with that, and that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we absolutely, point is, people may change, but your morals, your character, your foundation, that should not.
You don't get an 8th or 10th place trophy just for being in the race. Nah, if you quit, you tap out. That's a failure, right? It's a failure to your marriage.
Absolutely.
It's a failure to your children, especially because her children are still young. Stress this enough. And this is the part where I'm talking to my guys out there who will still consider getting married. And I know the comments, you guys are going to be, if you get married and you that's your fault. It will be your fault. Take the responsibility. But another way you can decrease the chances of your marriage failing is to make sure you avoid women who think like Tia Mowry when it comes to divorce.
Yeah, seriously though.
And what's interesting about this chick is she's almost the exact opposite of her sister. Her sister's in a marriage where she says, my man leads. She has said from her own lips that I am with an alpha male, right? She said that on television. And if you just compare and contrast the two different lives, you can see that Tia's in a whole different mindset than her sister. Very two different mentalities when it comes to marriage and relationships. And this is especially detrimental to a lot of young women that look up to this woman and will want to walk in her footsteps, right? Especially women who are on the fence. They'll see this and say, wait, I'm not failing. I'm actually graduating. Can you believe that shit? Can't make this shit up. As always, we're gonna check out some of these comments. A lot of people
in the video, or kind of this last notes, you have other women watching this content. They're watching this show that she's on, right? Tia Mowry, seeing her trying to make herself feel better about the situation. Because reality, that's what she's doing. She's trying to make herself feel better about the situation, whether or not she's trying to sway other women to help her in her delusion, or she just is unsubconsciously doing that. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, but that is exactly what she is doing. She is trying to get other people, other women to say, hey, this wasn't a failure, right? Yeah, come on, yes man me, or yes woman me, whatever. She's looking for that validation.
Yeah, validation. I was trying to think what the word was.
That's what she's doing. The effect of that cause is that any young woman, is that what he was saying, or any woman who is watching this and maybe in a marriage, chalking it up as a successful, like,
it was a good run.
It was a good run or something like that. It's just so, it's stupid to me, and it's so bad and toxic. This is that we talk so much about toxic masculinity. To me, this is going towards the toxic femininity of trying to
The unspeakable. You can't say that.
Those two words can't come together. It's impossible.
It's not possible.
Using this tear-jerking method to try to get other people to be on your side and make yourself feel better by also doing collateral damage to other women and making them think this is okay, and just treating marriage as a little thing that you can check off your to-do list. And that is just fucked. Because this is the reason why we cannot have strong community and families in the community.
Absolutely. You know, like
Mindsets like this. That's what I'm saying.
As I said in a previous video, you know, I think as a community, it's up to us to have a standard. What is acceptable and what is unacceptable. And I personally feel like divorce should be unacceptable. I don't think we should be celebrating situations or relationships that have ended unless there's like a valid reason for it to be ended, like we've already given the disclaimers for. I see that happening in other communities.
We don't.
We do, please let me know. But you don't see any other community celebrating when marriages end or when relationships end. I think we're the only community that does it, and it's weird, you know? Like I said, you know, we just have a lot of healing that we need to do. And I really, really, really wish that for every individual Black person that we actually do that internal work. Whether you all want to admit that or not, like, we're traumatized, you know, and it's up to us to change the mindset on a lot of things and start moving in a different direction, because that is literally what they are counting on. They are counting on us to not be together. They're counting on us to celebrate divorces. They're counting on us to be single mothers. They're counting on us to be locked up in jail. They're not counting on us to come together and build as a community. They're not counting on us to celebrate 40, 50 years of marriage. You know, my parents have been married for like almost 50 years. Like, my parents met when they were like, Mom was 21, my dad was 24, and they've been together ever since. Like, have they had their ups and downs? Absolutely. But they're in it till the end at this point. Like, they're almost in their 70s now. They're in it to the end at this point. I think it's a beautiful thing. I feel like we can be better. We will be better. It's going to take us, the trailblazers, to continue to light the path and kind of guide the children in the right direction. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
Well said.
Thank you. Please let us know your comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. Give Chase Zed show him some love as well. Check out his other content. Do us a favor, hit that bell notification so you know every single time we upload on the channel. Check out the Instagram where we have live conversations with you all and other members of the community as we work to forge a union and bridge the gap between men and women here. On that note,
stay beautiful, stay Black,
and stay dangerous.
Thank
Until
you
next
guys.
time.
See ya.